Hi, good afternoon. This is Evadyne with Evadyne with Company, Talk Worth Listening to. I'd like to thank you for coming on today and listening, whether it's live and you'll join us or if it's going to be something you listen to later. My talk today was about family. Today's First Thursdays, and I do First Thursdays family first. Family's kind of always first once you have one. um, you first, and then the family and what you impart upon the family. But as I was going through some videos, I came across Yaki from Yaki Awakened, and he was giving a story. And so I want to share his video. I want to share his information, and it's regarding family. Um, the full part of this show would be to discuss and help people to understand the benefits of vacationing, um, and how it can put years on your life. Definitely memories in your head, and we just can't do without memories. I don't know what would we do without memories. Memories are the things that bring us to our happy places when other things are going on. But when it comes to children, especially, to me, it's very important to bring children all the joy possible. We may not be the wealthiest, we may not have the most food, we may not have the newest clothing, but we can make children's lives happy because they are focused on living. And when we focus on living and maybe not impressing others, then things could work out very well. So I want to share Yaki, again, because he goes a little deeper than what I was thinking, but, my co-creator, my co-author, the one that guides me in the way that I go, led me to this video today. So I'm going to share it. I'm going to screen share it, actually. Give me 1 second. And, I'm hoping that you're listening to this or you're participating in something that's going to allow you to share this information that you learned today with others. Okay? So let me find him. Let me find him. He is never far away. Let's go back. Let's go back again. Come on. With me, if you will bear, I am going to locate it. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We wish him well. We wish him well. There's a lot going on. Many young people, young adults, I'm not going to say middle age, they're under 50. That's middle age. But something's happening in their lives today. And we're seeing more and more. It may have been always happening, but because of the internet access, we're seeing it more and more. But many people are um, having what they are calling healthcare infractions. And so we just want to make sure that everybody is, boy, I said 19 times. We want to make sure that we can help those through prayer, conversation, good direction. We want to help as much as we can. Okay, here we go.
that the Creator Yahweh will curse the children down to third and fourth generation. Then if you read the book of Deuteronomy, it talks about how the ancient children of Israel actually inherit the curses for the sins of their forefathers, right? Well, we can actually prove this scientifically.
So, what do you think of that? Um, I share that because what I want to talk about is, along with life, as I do, is vacations and the power and importance of vacations. In May of 1991, I went to the Poconos in the area of Pennsylvania, the Pocono Mountains, and when I came, when we came off of Route 80, we had to make a right turn onto 209. When I made, when we made that right turn, I looked to my right at the stop sign, and I saw this rolling creek. This rolling creek. You know what a rolling creek is? Okay. So, okay. So, hold on one second. I'm going to copy this because I really love listening to him. And this brother that's interviewing him now um, is powerful as well. But give me a second. Hmm. I tell you, he's powerful. Like, what do they say? You can't make it up. You really can't make it up. When you want something, it will come to you. So I just want to share with you the power of vacationing. And when I listen to Yaki speak about the programming that's involved with people, the programming of your mind, long before, sometimes long before you're even born, but definitely after you arrive, there's programming that says, guess what? This is not good for you. This is not good for me. This is just not good. That's what it says. And then that's put in your mind. Like he said, you're just like your mother. You're just like your father. I want to talk about vacationing now. How does all of this tie in? I love timeshares. And I love timeshares because it gives an opportunity for people who don't own officially vacation homes, for people who live within the city limits, for people who love to vacation. It gives you an opportunity to get away from home with home away from home accommodations or better for less money. I don't know how many of you have added this up, but I'm funny with basic math. I know basic math. I don't know calculus. That's right. There are things I don't know. I'm not 100% perfect in fractions, but I love the phrase least common denominator. Algebra, I know my ABCs and I know my 1, 2, 3s, but how you calculate them and how you put them together and what you do first and what you do, I don't know. But this is one thing I do know for a fact. No one can tell you what's not good for you, and especially if they haven't done it for themselves. But even if they've done it for themselves, they're not you. And people tend to influence others with their opinions, with their experiences. And I'm not saying other people's experiences are not important. They are. But you sometimes have to follow your own mind. So you take their lesson, you take their information, and you process it, and you move cautiously if necessary, or quickly if it's exciting. You move to find your own experience. You move to find your own experience. So not only do I like, truly like timeshares, but I used to sell them. But I started selling them after I was an owner. After I was an owner. Because living in New York City, around so much concrete, I knew again for a fact that children could benefit from this experience. Well, because I did. As an adult, I benefited from the rolling creek. What's a rolling creek? Okay, I asked Sanel. If you thought about it, a rolling creek is a body of water with some rocks. The water flows, but it's a small body. It's not an ocean, and it's not a lake. It's a small body. So as we were at the stop sign awaiting that right turn onto 209, wonderful experience. First weekend in May 1991. And that's a pleasant memory, as I mentioned before. Memories are quite important. That rolling creek was peaceful. It was beautiful. And literally, when we made the right turn, I said, I'm coming back. I knew it. It was my first time, had not even arrived at the resort we were going to be staying at. But that rolling creek resonated with my spirit, and I knew I was coming back. I don't know with who, but I knew I was coming back. And as the years went on, not only did I come back, but of course I shared it with other people. When we arrived, it was just so beautiful. It had amenities, the resort had amenities of horseback riding, skiing, which I don't do. I don't want to break a leg, but I do now know I can go to the party, you know. I don't want to break a leg. I don't want to break a neck. I don't want to break anything. I didn't want to break it then. I don't want to break it now. But you can come and watch. I'm an observer of certain activities, right? So we experienced indoor, outdoor pool, sauna, fitness, a fitness room, right? You had camping grounds, you had horseback riding, again, seasonally, you had skiing, there was roller skating at the facility. There was a wonderful restaurant called Weathervanes. Oh, God, it was a wonderful restaurant called Weathervanes. They had a buffet breakfast to live for. It's another way people put that, but to live for. I, again, not only went back again, but I started taking people through the referral program. So, of course, we purchased a timeshare. And part of that process is sharing it with others. Like every single thing we do that we enjoy, if you're not reclusive, we share it with others. We share it with others. Why? Because we found joy in it, and because we found joy in it, others may also. Not to pick and choose, not to strongly influence, just share it. And the way the referral program worked, you had two choices. You could refer someone, send them up, and get credit. So if you sent them up for 3 days, you could get credit for a 3-day stay, right? Or you could go with them. That would be your 3-day stay. So you could go with them. It was someone you knew. You stay in the same accommodations. And the accommodations, they have surpassed where they were in terms of how many people it would accommodate in one unit. But they have the lock-off units where, if you know houses that they call mother-daughter houses, it's like a two-family, but the mother portion is usually a smaller portion, maybe the basement, where it would be one bedroom, and the daughter portion, ideally the daughter would have a family, and so larger space, mother-daughter unit. So that's how the lock-off was. So the lock-off would have one bedroom, bathroom, the basic accommodations, and then the main upstairs would have maybe 2 bedrooms, has a jacuzzi, the living room, the fireplace, all of that. Beautiful, though. Beautiful. Again, home away from home accommodations. If you vacation and you stay at hotels, I laugh because now I think of Airbnb, right? It took vacationing to a different level. It took short-term stay to a different level. It took time sharing, in a sense, to a different level, because you are sharing that time in the same way, only in a person's home that they either live in or that they're renting out, right? So your home away from home accommodations gave you a kitchen, it gave you a laundry room, it gave you beautiful, beautiful views, whether you could see them or just hear the birds. You don't want to hear the bears, trust me. But you can hear the birds. You can hear the trees. You can hear nighttime. You can hear nighttime. Because, nature is so beautiful that certain things happen at night that don't happen during the day. At night, you hear the crickets. At night, you can hear. Now, this happens during the day, but you don't hear it probably because of traffic, but you can hear the wind blowing and the leaves rustling. You can hear this. It could be all darkness. If you're in the country, if you're in the mountains, it could be totally dark. So what you don't hear, tell me what you don't hear. That's right. You don't hear sirens. You don't hear the ambulance. You don't hear shooting. You don't hear cars backfiring. You don't hear your neighbors screaming. You don't even hear your neighbor's television, right? Which is not a bad thing, but, when you're watching, you're watching. You don't smell other people's food cooking. You don't smell other people smoking whatever they're smoking. It's just beautiful. Home away from home accommodations plus amenities. Why am I talking about timeshares? Why am I talking about vacationing? Why am I talking about this the first week of May? Today is Family First. Thursdays for me. Evadyne with Company, talk worth listening to. We're here on the Grown Folk Talking Network because we're grown folk. And grown folk, if you're living and breathing, you should have a lot to talk about, number one. Number two, our podcast network offers a variety of shows. So I don't know if you're listening live or if you're listening to a rebroadcast, a video. However, you should come back. You should come back and listen. You should log in. I'm trying to set this thing up properly, and it's playing. Okay. So you can log on to Grown Folk Talking through Huddle, HUDDLE.team, huddle.team. The meeting ID is Grown Folk with no S. One word, no S. GROWNFOLK, Grown Folk. You could also call 520-525-8633. When you call that, depending on your carrier, it may tell you that it's a penny a minute. If that's not good for you, and I don't believe any of the shows last past 120 minutes normally, so that'd be $1.20. We don't get paid for it, but it's a carrier charge. Okay. If you don't want to pay the 1 cent a minute, then you can call me to that same number, 520-525-8633, that same number. Okay? When you call me to that number, you're going to get a call back from, I think it's a 605 number. It won't be the same number you're dialing, but you're going to get a call back immediately. And then you answer the call and follow through. It's going to say, announce yourself. I beg you not to. Please do not announce yourself. Please, whatever you do, do not announce yourself until the host asks you to. Actually, when you call in, either on the phone or even if you use the app, just put yourself on mute until you see what the call is talking about, what the call is saying, if the host has invited the floor to speak. And why do I ask you not to announce yourself? And people continue to do it. I ask you that because if someone is speaking and you come in, we hear you come in. We can hear that. So we know someone new has arrived. But if I'm speaking and all of a sudden we hear Carol, parsley, pear, you're speaking over the speaker, whether it's me or a guest who's commenting or telling a story. It's an interruption. Okay? So please do not announce yourself and put your device on mute until you know or hear the host invite you to speak. That is the best way, in my opinion. So come back. When you call in, you're going to hear a show lineup. The show lineup is awesome. Again, it's everything from apples to oranges to politics to health and wellness to medical to education to empowerment to brothers talking to brothers, to sisters talking to sisters. There's a variety of shows. You should come on board. Bring some friends. Make it a party, and then you can discuss it after. Yeah, that sounds good, right? A party. Bring a party of friends to a show, and then you can discuss it after, or who knows, maybe there'll be a after show talk. So we'll see. But I'm Evadyne, and this is Evadyne with Company Talk worth listening to. And today, again, I'm talking about vacationing. We played a video. I really want you to go onto Yahki Awakened, Yahki, Yahki, Awakened.com. YahkiAwakened.com. His knowledge is refreshing and breathtaking, depending on who you are. So I find his information rewarding and breathtaking. And what he talked about in his video that we listened to, what? Remember? Exactly. How information transfers from one body to another, from DNA, genetics, how our cells store information and bring it back when it's time, whether we like it or not, and we don't even know it's coming back. How did I tie that into my subject today? Because there are people who will say that timeshares are a waste of money. They've never owned one, probably never vacationed, probably never even left the state they live in. But they will tell you, based on what they heard, 1 week a year for all that money, you could buy a house. So go buy a house. But if you buy a house, for the most part, that house will be the only place you will go to vacation. That one house in that one place, unless it's a trailer home. You can go buy a trailer home. Perfect idea, right? So this is how it works. I went from visiting and purchasing a timeshare to utilizing their referral program to go up to the Poconos from New York at least once a month. I was there, if not twice, for weekend stays, right? I earned points. And then I took it to another level. Why? Because they decided people could not get paid because they were giving you points, or they were paying you $100 when you bought up a referral. And I think $300 if they purchased something like that. But then the real estate board in Pennsylvania said you cannot, and most states, you cannot pay financial compensation if the person is not licensed. So you know what I did, right? Of course, I went and got licensed. I got licensed, and then I started selling them. I started selling them in the Poconos, and then I started selling them on Long Island. There was a model center set up at Roosevelt Field, and I started selling them from that model center, which was really crazy, but nice. It was nice. It was busy. It was busy. It was just amazing how in the square footage of an office, how many housing units could fit, which are now, as a matter of fact, the container homes and the tiny houses. Oh, my gosh. Look how things come around. I just realized that. In such small square footage, they had at least 4 model units. And the model units literally had bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, but they are now what we see as container homes or trailer homes, the smaller ones, or the tiny homes. You see how things grow? But again, I don't know if many of you have calculated this, but the hotel industry, very influential, was protesting Airbnb. But the hotel industry charges you for a 3-day, 2-night stay. How many of you have traveled? Stayed in a hotel? Okay. When you check in, what is check-in time usually? 2 or 3. Okay. So you're checking in for, hear me clearly, a 3-day, 2-night stay. So you're checking in on Friday. You're checking out on Sunday. Now, okay, let's go back to this lowest common denominator, my simple math. My simple math says 24 hours is a day, right? 3 days times 3 is 72 hours, and 2 nights are included in that. You can't check in until 3, let's say on an average 3 o'clock. Do you remember what time checkout is? Exactly, 11 on Sunday. 11 on Sunday. You can't check in until 3 or 2 on Friday. 3 days, 2 nights. 72 hours would be 3 days. The 2 nights would be included. Exactly. From let's go with the early check-in, 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon to 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon is 24 hours. You have to check out by 11, so that's 2 hours short of another 24 hours. It's actually 22 hours. So 22 and 24, if my math is correct, is 46 hours. But you're paying for 3 days and 2 nights. Okay, so anyway, I think you knew where I was going, but here I go. So a hotel stay, 3 days, 2 nights, hotel averages, let's go into our time today. Hotel averages 150-ish, 150, 175. Let's go with 150 a night. So you're paying for 3 days. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's $450 for your 3-day, 2-night stay. I'm sorry, your 46-hour stay in reality, right? With a timeshare, let's just say for that same check-in to check out, just for a week, let's go with a week, you can get a week in a timeshare for about $700. About $700, and I'm going high end. You could really get it if you belong to a timeshare and you're using your facility or you're using another facility anywhere around the world. You might be getting it for maybe $500 for the week. Beautiful accommodations, amenities, a week. You could even do a weekend. You could get a weekend for $99. Okay. Being a part of the club, right? So let me show you the value. When I sold timeshares, as the first point of contact, I had to sell it and offer it for about $34,000 at the time. What I would say to the client, if you like what I show you, I know I'm silly when it comes to business, but it's okay. I said, if you like what I'm showing you and you really like it, no pressure. I'm not a pressure person. Wait until the 4th person comes to the table. They do not want anyone to walk out that door without a sale. So your position is, I like it, but we can't afford it. Usually a couple. Mother, daughter, sisters, cousins, friends, husband, wife, couple. I like it, but I can't afford it. I like it, but I can't afford it. The 4th person is going to come and offer basically the same amenities with limited accommodations for about $4,000. That's what they become and offer because they don't want anyone to walk out without closing a deal. But let me tell you the value, the bigger value in that. Never buy a timeshare more than 2 hours, 3 hours max from your home where you live. Why? Let me say it again though. Never purchase a timeshare more than, I'll say, 3 hours from your home. Reason is you have access to your home resort 365 days a year. What does that mean? If your home resort is within a 2-hour drive, you can get in your car or your friend's car if you don't have one. You can gather up your children if you have, which is a great thing. You can gather up some more friends, and you all can drive to your resort. And I don't know where you live and how you commute, but you can commute to work, and it take you an hour and a half to work. But here you are with friends, good company, good music, even by yourself. Never be afraid to travel by yourself. You can drive to your home resort and spend a beautiful day enjoying the amenities. If you happen not to have a swimming pool, you can go swimming, to the gym, horseback riding at your home. Did I mention golf and tennis, ping pong, pool, shooting pool, the billiards? You can go and enjoy the amenities of your home resort every day if you like. Every day. Imagine if you lived within 40 minutes or 20 minutes from your home resort, and some people do. The value of being able to go and use those amenities on a daily or weekly basis is priceless. It's priceless. I do not touch anything I do not believe in. And if I touch it and I find that it's not delivering, then I will end it. I will end it. But this program of owning timeshares is incredible. It's incredible because it changes your life. It changes your life. It gives you exactly what you need and how you need it, which is relaxation, which is peace, which is tranquility. It gives you all of those things for a fraction of anybody's cost. But let me tell you how I compare it. Timeshares within 2 hours or 3 hours from your home is a country club membership with vacation privileges. A country club membership with vacation privileges. Priceless. Children need that. You need that. That becomes heaven on earth. That becomes heaven on earth. When you can live where you live, make the money that you make, and be able to go and enjoy the amenities of your timeshare home resort. And I'm not selling them now, but I'm selling the idea. I'm selling the idea of vacationing, of enjoying your life, of exposing children to nature if it's not all around them. That's what I'm selling, that opportunity, to know that it is powerful and important for you to enjoy life today. That's what vacations are. I share it with you on this first week also of May because we've just finished income tax season. And if you have a family, you received a really nice refund. I do hope that in that refund you have planned and paid for a vacation. Planned and paid for a vacation for you if you have no children and or for your children. They need that. They depend on that. They depend on us to show them the greatest things out there. So they need that. Right? The little things that matter. And like, the video earlier with Yaki, the little things that matter forever. Because our bodies, different parts of our bodies, have cells. I remember listening to a story. This young lady said she loved her timeshare, and in the early years of it, she would gather up neighborhood children with parents' permission, and they would go for a week or two to the timeshare. Literally, again, in the Poconos. That's the one we were talking about at the time. She would take them away for 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks. Take them away. Priceless to the memory and the experience of a child. And if you're listening to this and you're a young adult and you experience vacationing on any level, timeshare, cruise, camping, let us know. email me, teamfollowme@yahoo.com. Email me. I'm very interested in hearing exactly what you did, how you did it, how you enjoyed it, but also how you're continuing to enjoy it, really based on all of that information, based on your history, based on your exposure. And if you've never vacationed, like really vacation, relax, tell us about that too. And tell us where you would like to go and why you would like to go there. We're on Grown Folk Talk and Express Yourself. This is the podcast network. I really enjoy sharing information with you. I know that in our lives we come across many lessons, and so talking for me is about sharing lessons. Your lesson, my lesson, anybody's lesson. Anybody's lesson. Because I will say, as I hear your story, I will tell your story. I will not mention your name. Because whatever we're going through for purpose. Sometimes it's for us. Sometimes it's for us to share. Whatever it is, let's just do it, right? Let's just do it. I want to talk about health and wellness and alternatives to health and wellness. I'm learning so much now about mushrooms and the power, the medicinal power in mushrooms. And I just want to invite you to, you could go on YouTube and look for The Health Man. He gives a lot of great information. He's very knowledgeable. Again, Yaki Awakened, also very knowledgeable. Patrick Delves, very knowledgeable on health and wellness and supplements. People don't always want to hear about natural supplements. Oh, here's an example. I was told over 10 years ago, this gentleman said he used to drive tractor trailers from Florida south to New York. He was hauling oranges. When the oranges were loaded, they were green. When they arrived to New York, they were orange. Now, it doesn't take like months to get from Florida, just in case you don't know, to get from Florida to New York. But what was happening is when the truck was loaded and the door closed, the oranges were sprayed. They were sprayed. So in that, I'm going to say 17 to 24-hour period, depending on if he pulled over to take a rest, the oranges didn't ripen, but they were made to look ripened. I tell you that because the same gentleman also said we would have to eat 10 apples today, and this was at least 15 years ago, 10 apples to get the nutritional value of one real, true, naturally grown apple. So I am a 94% organic eater. I say my base is in place just because. You know, my grandson said, how do you know it's really organic? And I said, I don't because I'm not growing it yet. But my thought is that if the labeling says organic and I'm making what I feel is the best choice for me, and they're mislabeling to deceive not just me but the public, they'll have to answer to that. I don't have to answer to that. I'm making the best choice. When it comes to making our healthy eating choices, we should also be making them for our family or anyone that we're responsible to feed. Children are a priority because children are our future. So how do we first start talking about the value of vacation, and now we're going on to healthy eating? Because great vacationing brings great value to your health. It brings great value to your health. getting that fresh air, relaxing, and even in preparing for retirement, you must start bringing your body clock to a pause from the routine of getting up, going to work, coming home, going to sleep, getting up, going to work, coming home, and going to sleep. Because if your body's been doing that for 20 years, 25 years, 32 years, and then you immediately stop the 5-day routine it's very used to, your body can start shutting down. So retirement won't last very long. But everything in combination, great vacationing, healthy eating, taking the pause and relaxing your body, getting it used to the breaks, all of that will lead and can lead to healthier living. But health and wellness is really key, not just taking in the food, but taking in the knowledge. Taking in the knowledge. And taking in good, clean fun, right? We don't always have to eat what can hurt our bodies. We can hear information that can hurt our bodies. What am I talking about? Well, did you know that your organ, your liver, processes your emotions? Did you know? Your liver processes your emotions. That's how they say stress can make you sick. You've heard that before. Stress can make you sick. But there's a lot of statements that are made, and then we just hear them, but there's no clear understanding to what they could mean. And not for everyone. You know, stress could be good and bad stress. You want to do everything in moderation. If it's bad stress, you really want to say, there's nothing I can do about this, and let it go. I say give it to the universe. Do what you can do to make a change, but give it to the universe and let it handle it. You don't have to carry it. You don't have to feel angry. You don't have to feel animosity. You don't have to process those negative feelings. If you think about that and say, okay, if I'm going to feel this way, if I'm going to get angry, road rage, oh my gosh, road rage. If I'm going to get angry, my body's going to process that. What is happening to your body? How are you overworking your organs? Ask yourself that. But then, if you go on vacation or if you go to the gym, you can work a lot of this out by working out. You can go to your dance in your home, and you can work out. Put on your favorite dance music and dance. You don't need an audience and you don't need a partner. Put on your favorite music and just get down. Go swimming. Again, join the gym. Go work out. Go take a walk. Heard that the other day on one of the podcasts. Oh, the health man. He said that for people, so this again, how everything is connected in the body, who are suffering with Alzheimer's and dementia, that walking is a good exercise. Walking. Sister Nahabia, who has a podcast here also, shared that when you have a lung disorder, a breathing disorder, do some jumping jacks. Do some jumping jacks. And it sounds a little counteractive, but it's really not, because I remember a friend of mine, she had lung cancer, and she couldn't get up a flight of stairs without being winded. I would pick her up. We were going out, to party. Us grown folk do that. She would get into the car, just leaving her apartment, getting into the car, she would be out of breath. She would have a cigarette, but she would be out of breath, right? But when we got to the party on the dance floor, she could go 2 hours straight with no breathing problem at all. So when Sister Nahabia said that, it reminded me of that because I literally saw it, and it helped me then to understand that our bodies have so many different channels that when we open them up, we could be much healthier. But we just have to know it. That goes to, again, Patrick Delves and The Health Man and Yaki Awakened and Dr. Ray Omid, going to healthcare professionals who have knowledge about wellness and health, different from medicine and health. Keep that in mind. Wellness and health is different from medicine and health. Medicine manages. Wellness care corrects. Oh, yeah, that's what it does. And your living environment has a great play on your life. And again, when I speak about you, if you are responsible for children, if you're responsible for our elders and their care, their food, their living environment, when you address it correctly, you're addressing everyone. Everyone. I remember living in a place where there was a large amount of dust, and I tried to identify where the dust was coming from. I was led to believe possibly the heat vent, so I purchased the white filters that go inside the furnace, right? Rectangular white filter, and I taped it around the heat vent, which was on the wall. It wasn't on the floor, it was on the wall. And I taped it around it at midnight, and at 6 a.m. it was pitch black. It went from white to pitch black in 6 hours. I'm grateful, again, for my guide, which is my creator, because it's how I pay attention and how I'm led to the things that I'm led to. And we all are in our way, but I'm, acknowledging my gratefulness for paying attention and being awake and aware. Of course, I replaced it with another one, and then I completely closed it up with plastic. So I taped it on, and then I closed it up with plastic, and I never took it off. Never took it off. And I'm sure when I moved, and I shared it with them. I shared it with the other tenants and the landlord's son, so it wasn't a secret, and definitely not a secret that I would keep. And I'm sure when I moved and they took it off, they saw what was behind it, and I hope and pray that they made some type of adjustment to eliminate the problem, which was probably just cleaning out the furnace, cleaning it out, blowing it out, doing whatever they had to do. That's the benefit of home ownership, when you know proper maintenance, but also know that your home could be deadly. I know that's scary, but your home could be deadly. Another not so healthy area of your home is your basement or your walls, where you have deep cracks, not just a crack where someone hit it with something and it's, what do you call that stuff? Sheetrock, right? But deep foundational cracks. Through those cracks, because of what the foundation is made out of, you could have radon, R-A-D-O-N, escaping. And if you have radon escaping and it's being, then it can cause many health conditions, unsatisfactory health conditions, unhealthy symptoms upon you and your family. So you can get I don't think it's a geyser, you can get a tester though, and test the radon levels in your home. And to speak about that, also granite. I know people remodel a lot and get granite countertops. but the radon could be in the granite as well. So just saying, you know. So this is Evadyne, and we're on Evadyne with Company, talk worth listening to. We're talking about a lot of stuff today, but I'll open it up. I'll take a pause. Pausing is good. And if anyone has any questions, anything you'd like to comment on, anything you'd like to share, if you have a vacation story that you'd like to share, or the power or benefits of vacationing, anything, the floor is open. Anyone? Okay. You can come on at any time if you want to speak. I do take deep breaths, so in my deep breath, you can speak up, speak out. That is absolutely fine. If you have any questions, again, I spoke about timeshares, and I'm not selling timeshares today. I have in the past. I'm just helping people to understand the benefit of a timeshare, and definitely owning one close to home, not too far away, because timeshare ownership it equates to country club membership with vacation privileges, no matter where you live, because the amenities of your home resort you have access to every single day of the year. The amenities, the pool, the sauna, the gym, the horseback riding, the camping, whatever the amenities are at your home resort, you have total access to. And let's give an example of that. So people who live, and I was using the Poconos, I'm in New York, people who live in the Poconos, they may own their home but not have an indoor or an outdoor pool. So what is the benefit in them owning a timeshare close to where they live? The amenities of the resort. They can get there in 20 minutes or less. The amenities of the resort. It's powerful. It's powerful. So health and wellness. Let's go with building wealth for you and your family, and the different ways that can happen. So as I mentioned with the timeshare program, there was also a referral program, right? So referral programs are in many different programs. They have referral programs in, trying to get this to stay steady, forgive me. They have referral programs in everything, really. They're called affiliate programs in some businesses, referral programs in others. Forgive me, I kind of needed that. Referral programs and others. And you have network marketing. Network marketing is a referral program. That's what it is. You're referring people to something that you're involved with. If they get involved, just like with the timeshare, I got paid if they took the tour, and I got paid if they purchased a timeshare. It's a benefit of sharing information. We refer people regularly when we go and see a movie or read a book or go to a nice restaurant. We'll tell friends and family about it. And friends and family may go, like I'm going to tell you right this minute, if you are ever in the New York area or New Orleans, look up Avo Taco, Avotaco, Avo, like avocado, taco. There's one in Bayside, there's one in New Hyde Park, and there's one in New Orleans. When I tell you not disappointed, Scout's honor, not disappointed. I've taken vegans, vegetarians, meat eaters. No one has been unsatisfied to the point where, how you like it? All you hear is, They don't even want to stop chewing. They don't even want to stop chewing. Avotaco. But I didn't get paid for taking them. and I won't get paid if they go again, and that's okay. I'm not saying I have to, but network marketing is powerful. Network marketing is from the comfort of wherever you sit or lay. You can connect people to something that might work for them. Something that might work for them. And if it works for them, you get paid. You're a business person with network marketing. You're a business person. So if you are interested in exploring network marketing opportunities, you can visit my website. I have a few on there. So the website is Networking for Success. I know. That's a shocker, right? I know. What can I say? Networkingforsuccess.info. So when I launched my business name, I had to think of a name. And in that thinking, I said, okay, what have you done? What are you doing? What are you going to do? What do you like doing? And so the answer to all of that was networking, bringing people together. I connect people to business, and business to business. I've always done it. One or the other, I've always done it. Didn't always get paid for it monetarily, but I'm still alive. So I do believe I've gotten paid air, oxygen, the ability to breathe. I've been eating. I drive. So I think I'm getting paid kind of sort of just because I'm still present. And I am doing what I have been created to do, to receive information and to deliver information. And that's what I do in network marketing. That's what I do in Networking for Success, which is the name of my business, Networking for Success. So the website is networkingforsuccess.info, INFO, like information, info. That is the website. I want to give you my thank you package. Since you are listening to me, whether it's for 2 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour, or you come back and listen again, my thank you package entails promotional information. I'm promoting businesses. I don't get paid for them necessarily, but I am promoting businesses. So you can go to NFSPCN. It stands for Networking for Success Power Card Network, nfspcn.com. You got that? There you will find a digital copy of my book. I have a book that I co-authored with my creator. It's Suicide is a Serious Killer. Let's End It Today. And you have the digital copy there. You can read it, and it can be read to you. You can download it, and then let your device read it. I believe that's correct. I listened to it the other day. I shared with some people the digital copy, and they are visually impaired, but they said they have apps that read to them. And I said, really? Ooh, okay. So I tried it. I opened my book, and on my computer, I too had something called Read Aloud. And for the first time ever since it's been published, I've heard the book read to me. I must thank that community for sharing that and highlighting something that was already there. And a lot of times we have that. We have things right in front of us that we don't realize is there. But I had the book read to me. I think it read 2 chapters to me. I enjoyed that. And it allows you to change the dialect, not the language, but it will allow you to have it read with a Chinese accent, with a Dutch accent, with a French accent, just all over the world, just so people can understand it who may be from there, or just like hearing the accents of those individuals. It was that I must thank the people for sharing that read aloud to me, or just the fact that there's an app that can do that. But on the Networking for Success Power Card Network, you are led to businesses, you're led to artists, visual and music artists, you're led to, a whole lot of things, health and wellness products and services, But with the business side of it, you have Ameriplan, which is a health benefit company that gives you full control over the type of care, products, and tests you get. I call it the Costco's and BJ's of the healthcare industry because it's a membership. It's not insurance. And it gives you control of getting these products or services or tests done at a discount, which is Costco's, BJ's, Sam's Club. Those are discount membership clubs, right? The medical professions that are caring, they like Ameriplan because it unties their hands. They're able, along with their client, customer, patient, order tests that they may find useful in helping their patient, client, customer. So they like it. It unties their hands where they don't have to justify for an insurance company why they are ordering a test. They don't have to justify that to someone who's sitting someplace else, not even seeing the patient. Or based on the knowledge of that healthcare professional, the doctor, the nurse practitioner, they come from many different countries. They come with training. They come with resources. But in coming to America, in coming to America, they aren't allowed to treat their patients with the knowledge that they come with because it's not the same kind of treatment that is practiced here in America. So their hands are kind of tied to what they can tell you to do and where they can tell you to go get it from, which a lot of times could be natural supplements as well. But with Ameriplan, they can run the lab work to really get to the root of the problem. Now, you're going to pay for it. So this is not for those who do not have ample income. But think of it like this, as we talked about this being the end of tax season, kind of plan what you want to do with your refund. I hope it's not all gone for this year, but let's just go with next year, right? And not even just your refund. Have your wish list. So organizations have a wish list, right? They get funding from one side of the planet, and then they have a wish list. Like if they got extra money from someplace, the things they would like to provide, the things they would like to do. So have your wish list that if you come into a certain amount of money, these are the things that you would like to do with it. Tax return time is perfect because it comes every year. And again, you can plan your family vacation. You can pay for camp for the children. You can pay your electric bills for the year. You can do so much with what you know is coming in a lump sum. And then throughout the year, as you're earning your income, you can save that and or invest it so that over the time it's making you money, so that next year if your refund isn't the same because your children have grown up and they've gotten their own jobs and you may not be getting that same, or because you've made more money and you may now kind of like earn too much money to get some of the low income tax credit. So your refund could fluctuate. But while you do have it, while you are getting it, decide on what you want to do. So going back to Ameriplan, the one thing you may want to do once a year is to have a more extensive blood test done, one that would check inflammation, one that would identify cancer active cells before cancer start activating on you, one that would allow you to see the function, total function of your heart, of your lungs, of your thyroid, those things, the things that are in your body that basic blood tests don't really show. So
now, what test is this?
There are many tests. Hi, Dr. James. There are
How you
many
doing?
tests like the HSCRP. It tests the inflammation around mostly your heart, more defined around your heart. But the CRP will test inflammation in your body. So
What I'm saying is, you're saying Ameriplan
Mhm.
What do they have to do with the test?
So AmeriPlan is a health benefit membership. They're not insurance, but your benefits from being a member is that you can have any test done, get any kind of prescription, your dental work. Like most dental plans don't cover cosmetic. So with AmeriPlan, your member benefit is that you can do all of these things, but you pay for it, and you pay at a discount. That's why I call it the Costco's and BJ's of the healthcare industry. Because
so it's only for tests, right?
No, they have a hospital advocacy program. So if you have to go for surgery or procedures, and let's say you want to do it, but your insurance says, oh, no, not necessary, because, they have that necessary thing going on with insurance. Well, you can have the procedure, and there's two things to work on. Within the hospital confines, they have financial aid. So based on your income, if you cannot pay full price, they will give you like a sliding scale based on your income and knock down the price of that procedure. With
AmeriPlan will do that?
No, the hospital financial aid office will do that, period.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
But AmeriPlan, they have that same hospital advocacy component that if you have a procedure done or you had a procedure done and you find that, sometimes you can have insurance, but then you still get a bill. Well, AmeriPlan can negotiate that bill down for you. Their advocacy could negotiate that bill down so that you can pay it and even pay it off. Like I had surgery and my bill came to me for $16,000 because I didn't have insurance at the time. And with AmeriPlan advocacy, they negotiated it down to $4,000, and I was able to pay it off over time. That was truly beneficial, right? Because other than that, these things could just like be there. They could be in your hair for life. And it's good. So like I say, within the hospital confine itself, they do have a financial aid department that can help people with that, whether they have AmeriPlan or not. So that's always something good to look at. Whatever hospital bill you get, you can contact them, and if your income allows, they will negotiate that down further for you so that you could afford it and they could get paid, because they have benefactors, right? They have benefactors that are donating to hospitals and getting the tax write-off themselves. So that
for AmeriPlan?
AmeriPlan has an advocacy that can negotiate.
I know the advocacy, yeah, but the benefactors, who has the benefactors?
No, hospital has benefactors.
Okay.
Hospital has benefactors. So if you don't have AmeriPlan and you have a hospital bill that exceeds what you can afford, you can still the financial aid office, and they can get that help for you because of the monies that are donated to them directly, right?
And they also get money from the state. The states give the hospitals money for that too.
So there's money there. We just have to know to ask for it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't give the full amount. They give a percentage of the cost.
They give a percentage, and then based on your income, you can work out a payment plan to pay off the rest, maybe.
Sometimes, but sometimes the bill's so high, even with that percentage that what happens is they'll tell the doctor or hospital or whatever, if you take this money, like the money that the state gives, in New Jersey they call it charity care, and the state gives a small amount, but they tell the doctor or the hospital, if you take this money, charity care, then you can't go after the patient for any more.
That's perfect. And I see that come through as well when my uncle receives his, I think it comes out every 3 months, like a quarterly statement of how much Medicare paid for different doctor visits and everything. And it will say, I believe it's a code 900, where it says, do not bill this patient. So it shows
they
what
can't ask.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah, they can't ask for more. Yeah.
They can't
That's what
ask
it
for
happens.
more. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. And that's important. Important for people to know as well.
Well, with Medicare, if you have another insurance called a supplemental insurance, then you don't pay nothing. But if you don't, you tell the patient that they have to pay 20%. Now, that 20% you got to pay. They can bill you for that. But they can't bill you for more than the 20%.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, if the doctor put down $10,000 for the surgery, and Medicare says, "Oh, we only pay $1,000," then that doctor cannot bill you for the $9,000. But Medicare might say, "Oh, we only pay $1,000, but we're only going to give you 80%, so we're only going to give you $800." So then that doctor can go after you and send you a bill for the $200, but not for the $9,000. You know, you understand?
Understood. Yes. So Medicare sets the fee. Period. Now,
Yeah. Once
on
you
that
accept
fee,
Medicare, you have to pay what they tell you they pay.
That's right.
All.
Period and done. But a lot of people they don't know it, and they're afraid. They try to find a way to pay it, or it stays like on their credit report. So that's important information. So you came on.
The doctor getting a lot of trouble if he takes the money from Medicare, then he bills you for the difference. And he's getting a lot of trouble with Medicare.
Because it's fraud as well. And then
they call it fraud, yeah.
Yeah, they'll lose the ability to even accept Medicare patients, which a lot of them don't want to do because they depend on that set monthly check every month.
Especially if you're working in the minority community.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the minority community, at least about half, if not more, of your patients are going to have Medicare or Medicaid. So if you're disciplined by either Medicare or Medicaid, that's going to really hurt your income. Because a lot of people in the minority community, they can't afford to pay cash.
That's right.
Now, what happens is if it's only one time Medicare, they won't put you out of the program. What they'll do is just make the doctor pay the money back. Mm-hmm. But if it's a lot of times or a lot of different problems, then they may put you out.
Thank you. So I have a question. So you just came on. Thank you for coming on. And earlier on, I showed a video from this gentleman, Yaki Awaken, and he was speaking about how information transfers through DNA. And he was giving the examples of fear and how our ancestors were treated in a certain type of way, which caused a lot of stress and anxiety. So through the DNA and the memory of it, it allows us to suffer with high blood pressure automatically and diabetes automatically because of the same triggers that our ancestors experienced and it passed on. He mentioned that a scientific study was done with rats and how they took these rats and they had them smell, I think it was a cherry blossom, but every time they smelled it, they would electrical shock them. And then when those rats reproduced, the babies, whenever they would go near it, would jump as if they were being electrically shocked as well. And that was just showing the memory of the DNA and how things transfer. So today's talk was on, because it's Family First Thursdays, and I wanted to talk about vacations and the benefits of vacationing and how it improves life, definitely improves your health. I spoke about timeshares a lot, and I spoke about timeshares because they're really a very affordable way of vacationing. But you have a lot of people who are totally against it, who say that it's 1 week a year for a lot of money. Don't spend all that money. You could buy a house. And some of those people don't own a house, and they don't even vacation. They don't even leave their neighborhood, So I suggest don't let anyone tell you what not to do if it's something that you want to do, and especially if they've never done it. And if they have done it, you still have to look at who they are, because who you are determines how you receive your experiences. And then you'll share that experience in that same kind of way. So I've owned timeshares and I've sold timeshares, and I've always said that you should never buy a timeshare more than 2, maximum 3 hours from where you live. Because I market timeshares as country club memberships with vacation privileges. And when I say that, anyone who knows of a country club membership, the yearly price of a country club membership is the same price of a full lifetime timeshare. I mean, country club memberships are like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. But I market it like that, and I say not to live more than 2 or 3 hours from it, because you can use the amenities of your home resort every single day. Swimming, horseback riding, camping, skiing, the gym, just nature. You can go and just spend a day, and it could put years on your life, and especially if you have children, for them to experience nature outside of concrete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, how do you go to a timeshare? When you buy a timeshare, you only get like 1 week or 2 weeks. So those other weeks, you can just go there even though it's not your time?
So you get 1 week or 2 week of sleeping accommodations. Like if you wanted to go and stay overnight, you get 1 week a year or 2 week a year. So that's why I say don't buy a timeshare in Aruba, because the chances of you twice a month getting on an airplane to go to Aruba to enjoy the resort are very slim. You buy a timeshare close to home, and with the exchange program, you can go anywhere around the world when you want to go sleep somewhere. But if you buy it 2 hours from your house, you can get in your car and go and spend the day and enjoy the amenities that you don't have at your home.
They allow you to do that?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. You have access to your home resort 365 days a year. Absolutely.
See, I didn't know that. I thought you could only go there when you had your 2 weeks or whatever.
No, not at all. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, and that's why I say that to them. First and foremost, as I come across young people, especially those who are newlyweds or getting married, or don't, because, you go on vacation on your honeymoon and everything. I said, whatever you do, don't buy a timeshare. It's like, why? Because it's too far from home. You want to buy a timeshare within 2 to 3 hours from where you live. So you can go there, you can get in the car with your friends, go hang out for the day. Even if you wanted to spend 2 days there, you could either get a bonus weekend, which is okay, or...
You have to pay for that?
Yeah, the bonus weekend, well, it depends on your membership. Some memberships allow you to break up your week. Some of them allow you to, so you could do 3 days and then 2 days or something like that. Or you could take your friend as a referral. You take your friend as a referral. Your friend is getting to stay. You're staying with them. They can know or not know, because that's what I did. When I bought in 1991, and people I knew, I would take. They wouldn't know I was there officially, but I would still get credit for the referral. So they were paying us $100. They were paying us $100 for the referral, $300 if they purchased, right? So I wouldn't tell them I was.
They get to stay for one night?
They get to stay a weekend. They get to stay a weekend, and all they have to do is what? Take the tour, right? Just like when you travel, especially in Florida, they offer you the tickets. Just come in for the 45-minute conversation, and you get the tickets. And you could spend more than 45 minutes there, we know. But I would always tell people, when I was sitting with them selling it, if you really like it, wait until the fourth person comes over, because they don't want people to walk out the door without some kind of deal. And that's what they would do, most everybody. And they would leave there. I would have to offer it for like 34,000. When they left there with what they called an alternate plan. They come every other year, and they got it for like $4,000. Okay, we don't mind, because all I say is you just want to get into the door, and that was getting them in the door. You still were part of the exchange program, ICI or Interval International. So whenever you wanted to go away, you could buy bonus weeks for them. And then it was like $250 was the bonus weeks. Like, where can you go and stay in those accommodations for $250? Now it might be like $500 or $600 for a week. But for those accommodations, that's still cheap because hotels have gone up. And again, don't give you full days anyway. But hotels have gone up. And you're getting accommodations that's accommodating 2 to 12 people. Even the one in the Poconos now. My sister.
So now you pay $4,000 for the year?
You pay $4,000 for the plan.
For a year or 2 years or what? For the entire 10 years? How many years is the $4,000? 1 year?
As long as you want. No, it wasn't a 1 year plan. It was. Oh wait, did that plan? No, it was every other year. No, it was a plan that you just could come every other year. You couldn't come every year. You had to come every other year for staying, for accommodations. But
for 1 week?
1 week every other year. Yep.
So it's $2,000 a year for the 1 week.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't for 2 years. You could only. So normally with the timeshare, right? You get 1 week a year or 2 weeks a year accommodations, right? Because they didn't want
I
you
had
to
one
leave.
in Hawaii.
Okay, and what do you have? 1 week?
Excuse me?
You have 1 week,
Yeah, in Maui.
but you can use it anyplace else, correct?
Yeah, I did. I used it in Florida a lot.
Correct, because you went through the exchange program, RCI?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So, and again, even if you run out of that week, and I hope you've done this too, you can still buy bonus weeks from.
I didn't do none of that. I think the name of the company was Interval International.
Right. Interval International or RCI. RCI is Resorts Condominiums International, and then Interval International was II. They came on, I think, like in 1995-ish, or maybe 94.
Yeah, I bought mine in Hawaii about 1994.
Yeah. And Interval International could be older than that. I just remember seeing them about that year come in, because before it was just RCI. But you could buy bonus weeks through them, and not only could you buy.
I don't travel that much, but what I used to do is they let you save it. Like if you don't go nowhere 1 year, you can save it to the next year. I don't know if they're still doing that.
Yep, you can bank a week. That's what it's called. You have to pay your maintenance, and you can bank a week. But I know you hear this commercial now that they have on the timeshare exit team. And he says, "Are you still burdened with your timeshare? You write this one check. You never." I'm like, shut up. But don't get me wrong. What I know is that some people have grown out of it. They've grown out of it. Okay, I get that. But don't talk like it's not valuable and it hasn't been valuable. Because anyone who used it, they know how valuable timeshares are. They know if they've used it. Even if they used it when their children, when their children were young, there's no one who cannot talk about a good experience with a timeshare if they used it properly.
Well, that's when I used it, when my kids were young. But I got tired of paying. It was $100-something a month. So that's why I asked you how much. Because that added up to about, it wasn't that much, it's somewhere about $2,000 a year for the 1 week. But everybody was saying that, if you're only going to go on 1 week of vacation for a year, you can probably get some of these deals at hotels that are cheaper or something, But now everybody's doing this Airbnb stuff.
I love it.
You could probably get one of them for a week. You think it'll be less than $2,000?
Oh, definitely, depending on how many people it's going to accommodate. But you don't think about it just for So if you only vacation 1 week a year, right? Then you could say yes, $2,000 a year just to have 1 week. That's odd. But if you took advantage of getting your bonus weeks and going different places, getting your weekend, and if your resort was close to home, if your resort, were you living in Jersey when you bought it?
Yeah.
So if your resort was flagship in Atlantic City, or you would be able to go to Atlantic City, let's just say, and use the amenities. If your resort was, I think there's one in Cape May. There's a couple of timeshares along the Jersey coast, right? So if you chose to do more in between the year, not even using your week, just taking advantage of getting away for a day or 2 days, you would have found that $2,000 very valuable. Yes, you would have paid maybe $99 for the weekend, but that would be nothing for the accommodations you were getting and to be able to accommodate your family. That would have been nothing, and to use those amenities. But again, that's why I always say never buy a timeshare more than 2 hours from where you live, because you do want to get in your car or someone else's car, your friend, not an Uber, but your friend, and just go and spend the day, horseback riding, skiing if it's the season, swimming, just laying back, golfing, unless you have a golf course in your backyard. And that's why I call it a country club membership with vacation privileges. But I love Airbnb because Airbnb is, I wouldn't be surprised if Airbnb started from someone like a second or third generation hotel family, the children who said, wait, this doesn't make any sense. We could do a little something different. Because, younger people, they get a swing, they get a twist. And the twist works. Airbnb is fantastic. It's fantastic because that's how some people are keeping their homes,
I know.
The hotel industry wanted to fight. Well, they still are probably trying to fight against it. But like I mentioned earlier, you only get 46 hours at a hotel that they call a 3-day, 2-night. That should be 72 hours because I know a day is 24 hours. Can't check in till after 2 or 3. You have to check out by 11. Where's my days? Where's my days? And don't tell me I can leave my suitcases in the closet. Where's my days?
If you know they're fighting it, then you know there's something good about it. Because they wouldn't be fighting it unless they were losing money.
Well, not even just losing money. They saw it as major competition.
Yeah.
They don't want people to be so awake. But the other piece to it, and this should be the real fight, the homeowners are literally saving their homes with their income that they're making from Airbnb. And I had several tax clients who were doing Airbnb, and their 1099s were like $29,000, $42,000, which was really nice. They had this big complaint that people were living in subsidized housing and using Airbnb to make money. And so I said, so what? So what? If I have a 2-bedroom and my children have moved out and I'm still in my 2-bedroom and I'm doing it for Airbnb, because I'm getting a 1099, that has to be reported on my taxes. How does that benefit the government? Guess what?
Oh, so they're using apartments for Airbnbs.
Well, some people are using their own apartment. So if they live in an apartment, they had an extra room, or they turned their living room into, however they decided to do it, they were doing it to earn extra money and to accommodate people.
And they still live there.
They still live there, right. So I said that's a win-win. Number one, their income is increasing. Number two, it's less of a burden on the government because when they go get recertified, they're going to phase out of subsidy. They're not going to qualify for the subsidy anymore because their income exceeded it. So that's a good thing. But the government doesn't really want you, The government
the only problem with the Airbnb, you never know who you're going to get.
Well,
and some people you may not be able to live with.
But you're not living forever. It's only usually like a week or 2 weeks. Sometimes there's long-term stays, but it's usually like just same way they would do for a vacation. Unless they're coming in like under a job contract, they don't usually stay an extended period of time. They can, but they don't usually say. But there's a little bit of vetting. There's a little bit of vetting that goes on, and if you find that you're not happy with the person, either one of you can come out of it. Either one of you can come out of it. But
if you got a house with a lot of bedrooms, you could rent the whole house out. You could charge $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 for the week or
That's
more.
Right. That's right. 2 years ago, we went to Georgia when my niece got married, and they rented an Airbnb. It had 5 bedrooms, a full basement. The basement was set up like an entertainment. It had games and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lot of land, of course. So everything about the wedding, except for the ceremony, was held right there on that property. The bridal shower, the rehearsal dinner, everything was right on the property because there was enough space. No one interfered with anyone. It was 5 bedrooms or 6. It could have been 6 bedrooms. It was beautiful, and it was very secluded. It was nice.
How much they charge?
I think they paid about $1,800 for that house for the week.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can make, if you got a big house, you can make about $2,000. Maybe it won't even be a whole week. It may only be like, 5 days, 4 days or something. But you can make it for a week. $2,000 in a week.
And they pay taxes, right?
If you got another job, that's decent money.
Not even another job. Suppose the house is paid for. 1 week is covering your taxes plus some, right? Everything after that is gravy. That is your job. Passive income.
But the only thing you got to worry about is people tearing the house up.
Well, you know what? You could worry about them tearing the house up, or you can take 20% of every time you rent and put it away just in case you have to fix something. It's the business of business.
Because what happens is they got these cleanup crews, and I just came back from Virginia 2 weeks ago, and we went to an Airbnb. My daughter rented, and she had to hire this cleanup crew that comes in right after we leave to clean the house.
Yep.
I don't know exactly. But we don't. The owner don't pay for it. It's the renter that pays for that.
Well, you mean the owner?
No, my daughter paid for it. Well, I guess it's included. It's included in the fee.
Correct. Or it's either included in the fee, or if your daughter wanted to do that because she just wanted to leave it, a certain kind of way when you all left, then that's fine too, and that's fine, because it's all about reputation. Everybody gets.
What my daughter says is they rate you.
That's right.
When you rent the Airbnbs, you get a rating, and if you have a good rating, when you go back to rent another one, they'll be more inclined to rent you a better place. But if you get a bad rating, you may not be able to get a good place.
Well, you may not be able to get a place at all. So it works out perfectly.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Everybody rates everybody. The homeowner rates the tenant rates the homeowner in terms of the property and the condition of it when they arrived and everything like that. But that's perfect. Yeah, so that's why I said, so your daughter...
So that's why she wanted them to clean up after we left.
That's right.
And I guess the money paid. Either the owner told her she had to use the cleanup people, or she asked them, could she use them? I think the owner wanted them to use it.
And that makes sense because,
But they're still going to have to fix stuff. But what you do is you can get insurance. You're going to have insurance on the house anyway. I'm talking about if something major breaks. You have insurance on the house anyway. So if it's a major break, you probably can claim it on your insurance. I don't know, because they might not want to do it if they know you're renting out your house.
Well,
what do you think?
There's insurance for businesses. That's okay. Like developments, apartment developments, they have contracts. They have what they need. So like HomeServe.
A lot of people say they tear up your house, but a lot of people don't go out there and buy that extra insurance. If you're going to use your house like that, it would behoove you to buy extra insurance and with a low deductible.
So they have
So that
something
way,
called,
if they break something that costs a lot of money, you wouldn't have to pay that much to get it replaced.
they have something called Home Serve. I've seen Home Serve around here. So you have different plans. You know, you can get your maintenance plan with your boiler company. You can get your maintenance plan with your landscaping. You can get all of those, and you should have those anyway, because as you're earning income from this business, you're also going to have expenses. So when you go put it on your tax return, it's just an expense. It's better to have than to have not, you know? I thank you for coming on. I'm going to call you back. I've called you. You called me. I'm going to call you back. I just want to go over the ending for the show, if that's okay. Here on Grown Folk Talking, Express Yourself. I'm Evadyne with Evadyne with Company, Talk Worth Listening To. We have on this network a 7 a.m. prayer line 7 days a week. You can, again, call in at 520-525-8633 or log on to huddle.team, T-E-A-M, and the meeting ID is Grown Folk, one word, no space. You can come on that way. 7 a.m. is the prayer call. Following me today on Thursday at 5 p.m., we have What the Cell is Going On with Wendy. At 7 p.m., we have the Cancer Answer with Carl. At 8:30 p.m., we have The Real American, Time to Wake Up. We have a number of different shows throughout the week. We suggest that you come in on that line and listen to the show lineup. When you do log on, please do not announce yourself. Though the recording says announce yourself, because you may be announcing yourself while someone is speaking, and it can be an interference. So just wait until you hear the host. Open up the floor for comments or conversations. We always know when you're coming in because we hear the ding. So just come in, mute yourself until you see the fever of the floor. And once it's open for you to comment, then you can announce yourself. I share that with you. When you listen to the show lineup, there's 2 shows that are missing. We have 2 new shows that are on. One is the Young People's Podcast, Through the Eyes of Our Young, The Next Generation, which will be held on Saturdays at 1 p.m. from 1 to 3. It's for ages 10 to 20. We ask 10 to 17 to bring their parent or guardian. 18 to 20, your parent or guardian is welcome, but not necessary. But it's a great conversation where we hear what the young people are thinking, feeling, doing, and what they are wanting as they're moving forward in their lives and how we can help them. And then we have another show on Mondays at 7 p.m. It's called Slot Time, and that's hosted by Star. That's every Monday except the last Monday of the month. The last Monday of the month is the King's Roundtable. Both shows are at 7 p.m. on Mondays, so you won't hear that on the lineup, either one of those shows, Slot Time or Young People, Through the Eyes of the Young, Next Generation. So keep that in mind. Make a note. And I'm just going to thank you for listening. Thank you for commenting. And if you have any questions or concerns about anything you've heard, feel free to call me at 347-457-2769. You can also email me your questions or comments or show ideas at teamfollowme@yahoo.com. Team as in baseball team. Follow me as in the song by Elias at yahoo.com. Team follow me at yahoo.com. I thank you all for listening. I thank you all for being here. Dr. James, call me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Star has a show on Monday?
Yes, Star Show will start on this Monday, May 8th at 7 p.m.
All right.
Okay, and it's called Slot Time.
Mm-hmm.
Good? All right. I wish everyone a great day. It is Thursday. It is a beautiful day. We are in the early of May 2023, and I hope that everyone has all their plans set for the summer. I hope you plan some vacations. If you need help with travel and planning your vacation, call me. I can help you. I can send you a boomerang, as a matter of fact, which will allow you to book your own travel, save money, and be happy about it, really. Thank you very much again, everyone, and have a great everyday. Gotta stop the recording.